people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new video. As 2022 comes to a close, I have started planning videos for the beginning of 2023, and one of those videos is when I talk about my most anticipated 2023 new releases that I have astronomical expectations for, 5-star expectations, or at least 4.5-star expectations. However, there are still so many books coming out in 2023 that I have 4-star expectations for, but they won't make the list of the most anticipated releases of the entire year, because basically I expect these books to be really good, but not show-stopping amazing perfection. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, without any further ado, here are some 2023 new releases that I have 4-star expectations for. So, the first book on that list is called Always the Almost. This book comes out the 14th of February, and it's a YA contemporary that follows a transgender pianist who makes a New Year's resolution to win back his ex, but a new boy might change things, and it's advertised for fans of I Wish You All the Best. I'm absolutely so excited for this book, because first of all, the cover just looks like it's going to be so good and absolutely so awesome. I love the color scheme. I love the synopsis. It sounds so awesome. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that the romance is T for T, so we love a good book with great representation. Also, like a pianist, I love musical books because I love music so much, and I especially love classical music. I think it's such an underrated genre of music, especially in these days. But anyway, the point is, this book sounds like it's going to be so good and absolutely so awesome. So anyway, keep your eyes peeled for the 14th of February. The next book on this list is called My Dear Henry, and it comes out the 28th of February, and it's a YA historical fiction queer gothic retelling of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which I've never read the original story of, so I have no idea what to expect with this book, but I trust this author so much because she previously wrote the This Poison Heart duology. She also has a middle grade debut that came out a few weeks ago that I haven't read yet, but I'm absolutely so excited for it. Basically, I trust her so much that I'm absolutely so excited for this book. It sounds so awesome and so cool. I typically don't like gothic historical fiction books in general, but this book sounds like it's going to be absolutely so good, and I've been really enjoying these remixed classic books. Literally, Self-Made Boys was so good, but anyway, the point is, this book sounds like it's going to be absolutely so awesome, and I have no idea what to expect, which is perfect, because that's what happened when I read This Poison Heart. This author does retellings like no other. Literally, this book sounds like it's going to be so awesome and so great. So anyway, all that to say, this book comes out the 28th of February, so keep your eyes peeled. The next book on this list is called Spellbound. This book comes out the 4th of April, and it's a YA urban fantasy that follows two rival apprentice sorcerers who must team up to save their teachers and protect their own magic. And honestly, that synopsis reminds me of Before We Disappear, which I really enjoyed in 2021. So the fact that this synopsis reminds me of that book amplifies my expectations, and so does the fact that this author previously wrote So This Is Ever After, which I really enjoyed last March. Anyway, all that to say, this synopsis sounds like it's going to be so cool and absolutely so awesome, and the cover is absolutely so pretty, and I know that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but anyway, this book sounds like it's going to be absolutely so awesome and so well done, and I really trust this author because the previous two books were so good, so I'm really expecting this book to be at least 4 stars. So anyway, all that to say, this book comes out in early April, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be so good. The next book on this list is called Ellie Engle Saves Herself. This book comes out the 2nd of May, and it's a middle-grade urban fantasy that follows a young black sapphic main character who discovers that she has the ability to bring things back to life after an earthquake happens. And I believe the main character also has a crush on her best friend, but her best friend doesn't know it. So I'm absolutely so excited for this book. It's the author's middle-grade debut after writing Rise to the Sun and You Should See Me in a Clown, so I'm really excited for this book. It sounds like it's going to be absolutely so awesome and so cool. Also, the magic kind of reminds me of This Poison Heart for some reason. I'm not sure completely why, but anyway, this concept sounds like it's going to be so cool and absolutely so awesome, and you guys all know that I love reading middle-aged books, and I love books with black sapphic main characters, and I trust that this author will do everything justice. Literally, this book sounds like it's going to be absolutely so awesome and so good, not just with the representation, but with the synopsis and everything about it. So anyway, all that to say, this book comes out in early May of next year, and I'm absolutely so excited to read it. The last book on this list, and hopefully not the least, is called Venom and Vow. This book comes out the 16th of May, and it's a YA fantasy that follows a transgender prince who's doubling for his brother, and a bi-gender boy assassin slash lady-in-waiting who, thanks to their concealed identities, don't realize that they're simultaneously falling for and trying to destroy each other, which is such a complicated synopsis, but if there's anybody that I trust with such a synopsis, it's this author. Literally, they're so good at writing, and they typically write magical realism stories, so this book is their first, fantasy debut that's truly fantasy and not magical realism, if that makes any sense, and I believe they're co-writing this book with their partner, which sounds like such a fabulous idea. So anyway, all that to say, I'm so excited to read this book because it sounds absolutely so awesome. Like the majority of the author's previous books, I've rated 4 and 5 stars, so I'm absolutely so excited for this book. The concept sounds like it's going to be absolutely so awesome and so great. So anyway, all that to say, this book comes out the 16th of May, and I'm absolutely so excited to read it. So, in conclusion, I really hope that all of these books are everything that I want them to be and so much more. Sometimes when I have 4-star expectations for a book, it ends up being a new 5-star favorite, but sometimes it ends up being a disappointing 3-star too, so I hope that the latter doesn't happen. But anyway, 2023 sounds like it's going to be a great diverse reading year, and I hope that I amplified your excitement for these books as well, or at least made you aware of them, because I always get told that I talk about books that people have never heard of. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the strawberry emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!